I almost just died. Almost just died. Died by shed. Almost just died by a shed. Welcome to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. We're rolling around. We're over here just on 68 heading into Ottawa. And it's a two-lane highway. Speed limit is 65. Going the speed limit. And I was heading downhill, and there was also another truck headed downhill, headed towards me. We're both doing about 65. And we're heading for a bridge that has no shoulder. And I think he almost shit his pants, and I almost shit my pants, that's for sure. Holy shit. I was like, oh, it looks like he's slowing down. I'm going to go ahead and speed up so I can hurry across this bridge. No, I don't know. I don't think he was slowing down. I don't think he slowed down at all. I think we both made. I was making my exit off the bridge as he was making his entrance off the bridge, and he was probably 12 foot wide. That was so. I don't know how I still have a mirror right now, and I don't know how he didn't hit the fucking bridge. Holy shit! I got a line of cars behind me. I'm not slamming on my brakes on the downhill. I mean, maybe he did. Maybe he. I don't know. I don't know. Who's got the right of way there? You come over the fucking hill, you big lobbing big motherfucker. Hey, you're the problem on the road, not me. I fit in my lane, you stupid bitch. You need to yield to me. I'm just because you're bigger and you're fucking. No, no, you yield to me. It's safe for me to cross the bridge. It's not safe for you to cross the bridge. You need to wait for all traffic to clear before you proceed across that fucking bridge. If I was driving a big fucking shed, and I don't even know if it was a shed. It was like a shop. It was like a building on the back of this guy's wide load truck. Uh, if I was driving that, I bet your fucking ass I would stop before that bridge, wait for it to clear, and then proceed. What the fuck was that, man? We almost collided. I mean, hey, luckily he made it through. I made it through. Everybody's fine. But Jesus, my heart can't handle. I eat too much cheeseburgers. I can't handle something like that. That was fucking that. I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm alive. I'm real. This is happening. Holy shit! I almost fucking hit a shed. I was almost like that Dodge in Twister that drove through a house. Except I would have just had a corner of a shed right into the fucking driver's side of my truck. Holy fuck. I wasn't even going to record yet. I just got done recording the last one like 2 hours ago. It's Monday. In the Nuke and Lick episode, I talked about how I'm going to have problems today. A lot of them are unforeseen. There's always problems. You just don't know what kind of problem you're going to have. The problem I thought I was going to have was the hose was going to get all clogged up because it was cold outside. It was going to get all clogged up with crystallization. The selenium water was going to crystallize in my hose, and it was just going to be, it was going to take me for fucking ever to load. No. The hose did perfectly fine. It was upon, getting everything set up and ready to go that my hard hat decided to pop off my head and go into the frac tank and then float away. That motherfucker is in that frac tank somewhere. And I had a hold of it for a while. They have like a rack of metal, like metal rods and shit. And so I walked over and I saw one that already had a bend in it. like a hook. So I yanked that rod out. It's a 20-foot piece of fucking rod. It's a long bitch. But I said, all right, this will work. I'll just reach in there and I'll hook it and I'll grab it. I hooked it several times. But as I'm trying to like twist it up, the rod had a slight bend to it. So I couldn't twist the rod. So it just kept slipping off and going further and further and further back. And then finally I got another rod that was shorter and more stout. And it was too far away. So I tried using the other rod to just bring it to me. Couldn't even fucking touch it because it had a slight bend in it. I couldn't get in there enough to get it. It was a nightmare. I mean, not really a nightmare. It's just my hard hat. And no, I let the personnel know. I said, hey, I'm not wearing a hard hat, but that's because it's in the hole. It fell in the hole. I said, oh, well, you wouldn't want to wear that motherfucker if you got it out anyways. Yeah, you're probably right. I most likely would go rinse that bitch off and then throw it on over my hoodie, and then I would be within your safety regulations here at the power plant. Hard hat, safety glasses, and gloves, and steel-toed boots. I got them, full length, full sleeves, and full pants. I think that's the main deal, and they don't require high vis. And if they do, a lot of people ain't doing it, so I ain't doing it. I used to do it. I quit doing it. I don't do it no more. You all could see me. Anyways, no, I loaded everything loaded just fine. I even tried loading like with sucking a little bit of air, because whenever you suck a little bit of air, like all the water on the top of the mass of water will suck in towards the hose. And I was thinking that the hard hat would eventually mosey its way over and I could use that other little rod and snag it out of there. No, it's gone. It's gone. Not a big deal. Normally tomorrow I wouldn't go to the shop. I would just wake up in Wichita, drive here, get loaded, turn around and drive back. But, I'm going to have time to go to the shop, grab a new hard hat. And the lady there, she said, I got you some more hoodies. I said, that's wonderful, because I'm in some stinky bitches. I'm in some stinky ripped up hoodies right now. And I don't really want to get my new hoodies all dirty, but I could have went. I should have went. Come on, Grandma. Let's go. That was a straight up grandma. She had the seat all the way far forward, and she had both of her hands at the top of the steering wheel, and you could just see her like purple, like not purple hair, but like my grandma, she had purple hair, but it was like, I don't know, it was like a mix between blue and purple. I don't know, but it was very light. It was like, you ever seen those cars? Mary Kate and Ashley. No, Mary Kay. I don't know. There's those special Cadillac cars that if you sell them enough of these makeups to all these fucking homeless housewives, not homeless, they got homes. These housewives, they give you this Cadillac in a special pink that nobody else can ever have in their ever. Anyways, it was like that, but a little bit blue. Anyways, that lady had the same hair. That could have been my grandma. My grandma's been dead for a while. That probably wasn't her. But anyways, yeah, that looked like straight up like grandma. It had the giant glasses, just leaned all the way up on the steering wheel. Like, is there a study out there of grandmas that sit like that in their car, have the airbag go off? Like, are they just mashed potatoes afterwards? Holy moly, you are on the steering wheel. And there's really not any other way to sit. You're smashed. If you hit something and that airbag goes off, you're smashed, old lady. Quit sitting so close. What else is going on? Yeah, I lost my hard hat. Got loaded. So while I was getting loaded, I was going to I had just a little bit more paperwork I needed to get finished. Just a little bit. I was like, this is perfect. I'm going to start getting loaded, and then I'm going to run over there and start doing my paperwork, and I'll get my paperwork done. I'll come back, and I'll be done loading. I spent the whole fucking time trying to get my hard hat out. So, I had to do my paperwork outside the business, which ain't a big deal. I think the dude, the security guard, he's really got some brain injuries going on. So I pull in that place, and that's where I ended the podcast, was pulling up in there. And I was like third car in line, or third vehicle, I guess you should say. And there's a guy in a van. I don't know if he was smuggling people in there or what, but they took 4 fucking ever to get him signed in. And then a crowd of these fucking union bitches show up. A crowd of them, probably 20 of them, walk in front of my truck and create a crowd. And I'm like, I'm next. I'm next to get in there. You guys were lollygagging over there. I'm next to go in. I almost honked my horn and said, hey, you all sign in after I get in there. I have to get in. I have to get loaded. No, this brain injured man sat there and fucking signed all 20 of them in, and it takes like 2 or 3 minutes for this guy to find everybody's name. Each person. He's flipping through this fucking booklet. I'm like, do you have a tablet? Can you just have people, do you start their name in a search bar and it'll pop up and you just say, hey, he's here. You should really make AI doesn't have a lot of place, it's got places where it could be and it shouldn't be there yet. This is the place where you get a tablet with AI and you take a picture of every page. You say, hey, can you make this into a sign-in form where I can just search the name and then they can just click sign in and it's already got the time and the date. And so I walk up, my name's Kevin. Kevin. And then he's like, oh, okay, here, click. Have a good day. Oh, your name's Travis. Click. Luke. Click. Nick. Luke. Samantha. Click. It would be so simple. But no, he's got to flip through his fucking paperwork. He might still be bleeding on the inside of his head. I don't know. That dude went straight down, face first. He remembered me one time. Other than that, he doesn't remember me. I'm in a giant blue and white tanker. I'm the only one going in there that looks like this. And guess what? Even on my way out, he's like, who are you? Who do you drive for? I'm like, it's on the fucking door. Like, you're really starting to piss me off. You should know who I am. I've come here all the fucking time. I'm the only tanker rolling in and out of here. Know me. Forget everybody else. They all look the same. They're all just union fucks with stickers all over their hard hats, walking around, with their little coolers or backpacks or whatever, and their Carhartts and stuff. I wish I had a Carhartt coveralls too. But they all look the same. I understand. You're not going to recognize any of them. I feel like I'm a little bit more recognizable. I'm in a big blue and white tanker. You'll never see me here unless I'm in a big blue, white, and tanker. Fuck, man. Anyways, got loaded, got the fuck out of there, got my paperwork filled out, called my company, let them know. So this is another problem that I had that I totally forgot I had until I had to do a missing receipt form for one of my expense reports. When I stay at a hotel, if I stay at a Holiday Inn, I get online on the app and I can find all my hotel bills right there. It's nice and easy. I screenshot it, submit my fucking expense report. Super fucking simple. Comfort Inn, also, they do the same thing. They actually gave me a paper and they sent me an email. Days in, You guys can't piss me off any more than you've already pissed me the fuck off. Okay? So when I signed in, I said, hey, can I get or they said, would you like a receipt? I said, yes. They gave me my room. They sent me away. I think I've already covered this, or at least I've talked to it about it a couple of times already. I walk off because they didn't give me a fucking receipt. I figured it was an email or something because he asked for my email. Nice blinker, you stupid cunt. You're a stupid fucking cunt. If you get in front of me and slow down, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, BMW? I will bump your ass if you don't. There you go. Speed the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Fucking BMW comes over. I can barely even see the BMW in front of me. It just gets right in front of me. I mean, straight up cut me off, sped up a little bit, and then slowed down. And what the hell, BMW? No blinker, no nothing. What the fuck, man? Anyways, days in. I I couldn't check out. I couldn't check out of the days in because there was nobody fucking there. It was a storm. And I feel like hotels are supposed to have people there all the time. There was nobody there. There was just some guys shooting up meth in the little breezeway between the office and the hotel rooms. There's like a little breezeway you got to walk through. And I tried all the doors and they're all locked. And I know he did the same thing. Fucking crackhead. Anyways, I just left. I was like, they probably sent me. They'll probably whenever they check me out, they'll probably send me a bill or something, I guess, because I hadn't got anything in my email yet. But it makes sense to wait until after the stay, then you get a receipt. That's how it normally works, at least for me, Or in the morning, they walk all creepily through the hallways and they shove papers under your door. Yeah, Motel 6. That's another one that I stayed at. That was pretty. It was actually all right, but he gave me a paper as soon as I checked in there. Days in, I called him, and I said it was a dude on the phone, and it sounded like the same dude that gets his cock sucked by this fucking lady over here that smokes cigarettes and is not happy with her mama. Just assuming. I have no proof of this. He's like, I was like, hey man, I need a receipt. I stayed there the other day. He's like, what's your name? I gave him my name. He's like, oh, I already emailed it to you. I was like, it ain't in my email, man. He's like, check your spam folder. I'm like, yeah, I did. He's like, well, all right, I'll send it again. I'm like, okay, yeah, send it again. Sent it again. I wait, I don't know, 10 minutes. I call him back. It's a lady on the phone. And I'm like, hey, I just called a little bit ago. I needed an email receipt. I have an expense report I got to do at the end of the month. And I need to have the receipt. And he said he emailed it to me, but I haven't got it yet. She's like, okay, what's your name? What's your email? And I give it, and she's like, all right, it's sent over. I'm like, okay. And then she just hangs up. I was going to say, hey, let's wait. Let me check my phone or whatever. I wait another 10, 20 minutes or whatever. Still nothing has come through. It should come through pretty instantly, right? I call back and it's the same lady. And I'm like, hey, yeah, I never received an email. Yeah, I was trying to get it. She's like, oh, okay, what's your email? Now, I'm not going to tell you guys my email just because, I don't know. I don't have one set up for the podcast or whatever. And if for some reason this episode goes crazy viral, I could start getting all kinds of weird shit. So I'm not going to do that quite yet. If you look around, I think you can find it, but I ain't gonna talk about it. She kept mixing up the fucking letters, man. Like I tell her what it is, It's the first initial, my middle initial, and then my last name, and then the year that I was born. I mean, it's pretty fucking simple. She kept trying to put my first initial as an A, and then she kept leaving the a letter out of my last name, and then she wasn't adding in the fucking middle initial, and I'm like, because she would just. And the phone calls have continued. I just got a phone call from a 1-800 number. I did not answer. I'm going to wait and see if they leave a message. Leave a message, motherfucker. This bitch couldn't write down my fucking name. She wouldn't just start over from the beginning. She'd be like, oh, and then there's this letter in between this letter and that. I'm like, let me just tell it to you all again, dude. We did this for like, it felt like 8 minutes, just on trying to get her to type. I'm like, hey, lady, listen. Let me explain to you the format of my email handle. It's the first letter of my name. You have that, correct? Right. Then the first initial of my middle name, which is Ray. It might not be on there, but my middle name is Ray for real. R. K. R. Then my last name. You have my last name. 90 at the end. 90. Do not type out N-I... whatever the fuck. I don't know how to spell 90. Anyways. She said, okay, I got it. Just call me back if you don't get it. I didn't get a fucking email. You know what I did get? I got a fucking a survey from the Days Inn. They were like, rate your stay. I'm like, I will gladly rate your fucking stay. Holy shit, it was a fucking horrible time. There was dirty shit everywhere. If you look at the reviews, it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon for there to be you to be in a dirty room. Okay, listen, hotel reviews, they're either going to be glowing or they're going to be horrible. You're not going to have people don't just rate hotels for the hell of it. And most of the time, it's people are going to rate it if it's a bad time. So listen, I'm going to try to take that into account, but a lot of those ratings are fucking horrible. They're really fucking horrible. And then, yeah, you guys have my email. You sent me a fucking survey. What the fuck? So, anyways, I just filled out a lost receipt form. I am not going to pursue this any further. I really thought about it, calling them up, making this idiot feel more like an idiot, because she is an idiot, and so is he. They're a bunch of fucking dumbasses. They don't know how to listen to letters and type them in. I've never had so much of a problem doing this. Anyways, I'm like, fuck it. I'm filling out a lost receipt form, and I named it. Usually I just name it like the hotel name or the job that I was on or whatever. I named it, The Idiots at the Days Inn Don't Know How to Use Email. That's what I named it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Nobody's going to see that. Nobody gives a shit, and I want them to see it, actually. I should go through and look at it real quick and screenshot it and just share it around. The people at the Days Inn are so dumb that I have to fill out a lost receipt form. I've been on the phone with Days Inn way too much. That I should have gotten what I needed. I'd have better luck showing up to the Days Inn and just been like, hey, this is my name. Can you type it in, please? You see the last time I stayed here? Just take a picture of that with my phone. Please, thank you. That should let me just walk around the counter. I'm just going to take a picture of it real quick, and then you guys can go do more meth or suck somebody's cock in the closet or in the bedroom. I don't give a shit. I don't, other than walking in here to get this picture, I don't ever want to come here again. I will sleep in the fucking truck. This has been a nightmare of a time staying there. And I was like, oh yeah, it's a dirty room. It's kind of funny. It's content, you know. It'd be funny to talk about it on the podcast. I don't want to sleep in a dirty room, actually. You know, I don't want to do that. So, anyways, fuck them. Fuck that place. Fucking idiots. Don't know how to write down shit. I'm done with it. I'm just done with it now. I've got a lot on the horizon here. I think I'm still headed south. I hope so. What happened to having a fucking compass on your dashboard, you know? The older style Kenworths had a compass. It would tell you which way you're headed. This one, I got volts. I've got time, which is wrong. I've got temperature, trip, and mileage. And then I got all the other gauges here too. But none of them are, you know, I guess I got my GPS. Yeah, I'm headed south. I'm doing good. I feel like I ain't never been here before. I've been here 100 times. I ain't never been here before. Anyways, I'm headed down to Winoka, Oklahoma. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna get there by before 2:30. I'll get there on time today. I'm not gonna have any problems today. And then I'm going to sit around and wait, and they're gonna offload me. I'm gonna get done, and I should have plenty of time to make it to Wichita tonight. And I'll eat a whole thin crust pizza to myself because I've got a 2-year medical card and I'm a grown man. Should I? No, I should try to lose some weight. After looking at those pictures, though, I posted them up on the Facebook group if you guys want to go check it out. I posted up a bunch of pictures from the event and the doggy birthday. Go check them out. I think they're really good. And I was like, God damn. Whoever's camera took all these pictures, they took probably 15 pounds off of me. I'm like, I don't think I look that skinny. I feel like a big old blob of fucking. I feel like a big old blob. But I look at them pictures, I'm like, oh, I'm actually not that bad. It looks worse when I'm bent over and my ass crack is hanging out. That's not good. It doesn't look good. Uh, that would probably look normal. But when I'm standing up and I got my button shirt, you can see it's kind of busting at the buttons. Eventually, I did unbutton it, and you can see that also. You know, getting loose, drinking beers and eating food. Unbutton that. You know, it's easier on the threads. And but no, it was such a good time. And he already texted me. He said, "Yeah, we need to do something else like this just for the hell of it sometime." I'm like, "Hey, I'll be game for that. Hell yeah! Well, maybe we can have a little bit more time planning, and instead of it being a party for him, he wants to just be at a party, you know." And I think we could do something like that. We could get a DJ. We could get a bartender. Well, I don't know. It would be cool to have a bartender, but you know, it's probably going to be a friend or something. So a friend's going to drink too. Anyways, just rent an event space like that. I don't think it was that much. It was a nice little place, right in my town. So, anyways, we could probably just rent another event space and just bring a bunch of alcohol and stuff. And they're like, "What's the party for?" It's like, for the party. Do we need to have a fucking? Do we have to have an event going on? The sun is going to come up tomorrow, and we want to be hammered for it. We're partying all night long. But that event space, they did kick us out at like 11:45. So I don't know. Maybe we just need to find a field to do it in. I don't know. But it was a really good time. Awesome. Or rent an Airbnb and have a party there. I hear Airbnb people love it when people just rent a big, nice house for pretty cheap and then have big parties in there. At least you could sleep there. And then also, I don't know. Last night I looked up the hot rod harness, but I also looked up um, some other stuff. I don't know. I just feel like giving gifts out to people. I have no money. I have zero money. Well, I have money, but enough for that's barely enough for me and my family. But I'm over here. I'm just spending money in my mind. I'm looking at all these gifts and stuff that I wish. It's the thought that counts. That's what I've heard. Uh, People have it written on their wall. It's the thought that counts. That's what people say, and I don't think they really mean it. But if they do mean it, then I'm going to walk around to all these people that I thought about buying a gift for. But I thought about buying this for you. I don't have enough money to get it. I probably could get a couple of them, but I feel like if you get one, you got to get them all. Anyways, I wanted to get my mom, which this is probably still actually going to happen. She's got a new house. I was going to get her like a fountain thing. I was looking them up on Amazon. They're going to be cheap junk, but it's the thought that counts. Uh, get her like some sort of a rock fountain looking thing that she can zen out to, maybe with a zen garden attached to it. Maybe, I don't know, something she can just go out and she can plant flowers around it. And they can kind of water flowers also. I don't know. And then I wanted to get my brother something because he's about to have his first house. It's not his first house. He's still gonna be renting, but it's another house, a bigger house. It's our childhood home. The youngest of the children is now owning the childhood home. Uh, so anyways, thought about getting him something. I don't know what to get him. I was just thinking about something, maybe a picture for the wall. One cool thing to do is like go to the Salvation Army and just go through the pictures, or just find any you know an old folks home. When those people die, they all their shit gets put into these what is it? It's like a flea market, but not a flea market. What is it called? I don't know, but it's like a little place where you can go. You can find all kinds of old pictures, which are pretty cool. Get him a big ass old picture. I got one. It's for me though. That's mine. I ain't giving it up. I love it. It's awesome. It's like a little house with a stream and a mountain behind it and some clouds. I love it. I thought about. I would love to have somebody edit my photo or my big picture. Like add in a picture of an old truck and maybe a spaceship and I don't know, maybe even a unicorn, but not like a super fairy dust unicorn like all the cartoons and stuff. Like a real unicorn, like a real wild unicorn. It might not be white. It might be like brown and dirty and I don't know, like a real unicorn though, because people think of unicorns and fairies and stuff. Hey, if a unicorn was real, which deer have horns, why can horses not? If a horse had a big fucking dagger sticking out of its fucking head, that'd be a. I mean, people already love horses, but if you have a horse with a fucking dagger out of its head, that'd be fucking sick as shit. My daughter, she wants a bright white and rainbow unicorn, cartoon looking stuff. I'm talking about a real unicorn. This is a real one. This is one that if you get too close, it's going to get you. It knows where its horn's at. It's going to get you. Anyways, I could get my brother something like that. But then I was thinking about like people at my work, because the office lady, she's always so nice. She's got all kinds of cool stuff around her desk that's just like interesting and whatnot. So I was looking up dumpsters. They sell all these little dumpster fire things, but they have like one that's like an actual like a replica dumpster with a little fire coming out of it, and it's like a pencil holder, and it's like here, yeah, I could get you this little pencil organizer. It's a dumpster fire because that's what it feels like most of the time when you go there. Everything's fucking chaotic and shit. Um, or they little 3D printed wet floor signs, but instead of wet floor, it says like "Not today, bitch" or something. I don't know. Say something on there. Um, and then I was like, well, if I get her something, I got to get the other lady that's got a desk in there something also. And so I was looking, and they have another one. It's a dumpster fire Zen garden. It comes with its own raccoons and trash. Kind of cool. Um, so I thought about something like that. And then I was like, oh, well, if I do all that, I got to get my boss something. But then I found him something that would be kind of cool. It's like a little golf thing, little tabletop golf because he likes golf. But then I was like, actually, no, I don't think I want to get him shit. I don't want to get anybody anything. I'm like, I already spent $83 in my mind on these people at my office. They already have shit all on their desk. They don't need any more. I did give my boss. It was like a exchange gift thing. It was a little dart gun. It's kind of cool. It's like a little crossbow. Came with little darts, and they had these little suction cups on them, so you could shoot them at windows or people's foreheads, and it was funny. And I don't know. He kept it for a while, and then it disappeared. And I was like, all right, well, if you don't appreciate my fucking gift, and I know that gift doesn't really fit in an office setting, but I'm like, all right, never mind. You don't need shit. You get nothing. And then I said that to everybody else in there. I was like, all right, nobody gets nothing. I'm not obligated to get anybody a fucking gift at work. Okay? They're more obligated to get all the employees something versus me, giving them something. Hey, the money that you paid me to do work for? I spent it on this. Now you can have it. I ain't doing that. I know they get paid the same way I get paid, but no. Um, but then I was like, man, I wish I had a desk. I probably don't. I probably don't wish I had a desk. Or I don't know. Maybe I wish I had my own truck, like a truck that it was mine and mine only, and I could kind of decorate it. I don't know what's happened to me. I'm over here. I'm like, I want to decorate for Halloween and Christmas and Thanksgiving and spring and fall and July I'm just over here wanting to decorate for all the seasons. And now I'm over here like I want to decorate. I want a desk that I can decorate. I don't know, mainly because there's a cool fidget shit all over the fuck. Amazon's got all kinds of cool shit. The bird, the balance bird or whatever it is, got the wings out and it's like balancing on its beak. That'd be cool to have. Or like the little balls that are hanging from the string and you can knock them together and they bounce off of, kinetic energy or some shit. That's cool. I'd like to have one of those. What else was there? There was all kinds of cool shit. Uh, yeah, little desk fountains. I'm like, I'd like a little desk fountain with the Zen garden. I think that'd be nice. I don't know where I'd put it, that the kids wouldn't have the sand all thrown everywhere, and my little rake would be broken in half or chewed up by a dog. Okay, get back over, box truck. Thank you. You're so fucking slow. You should be ashamed of how slow you're going. If you're limited to that speed, you should quit your job. Holy shit, you are slow as fuck. Get out of the fast lane. I know you're getting over for another truck, but you could have got over a little quicker than that. And I wouldn't have had to let off my fucking throttle. Alright, we're pulling. My boss said, do not go to this Casey's anymore. Because he thinks this is the root to all the problems I was having with that truck. He said, yeah, don't fill up at that Casey's anymore. I'm going to Casey's. I am not fueling up. But I'm going in there because they have the best fucking breakfast pizza. and this is the only Casey's on the entire route that I can get this big fucking truck into, and I'm hungry. I'm hungry right now. Honestly, it kind of snuck up on me. I was not expecting it to be this. I've been listening to Elon Musk and Joe Rogan. Pretty cool episode. It's always a good one to listen to. Um, I feel like there's aliens, and he should know more than he should be more. He should be like, yeah, there are aliens. I don't know. They started talking about the 3AIA Atlas fucking rock spaceship thing coming in or flying around or whatever, and they're like, oh, it changed course. Like, there's news about it. They talked about it a little bit, but Elon didn't really want to entertain it too much. But I don't know. I guess there is a new Tesla coming out. It's going to be the Roadster, and I don't think there's been that many versions of the Tesla Roadster coming in. But this motherfucker is like, you know, people should have flying cars. That's all I'm going to say about it. People should have flying cars. You should be able to fly your car. So he didn't necessarily say it's a flying car, but he alluded to the Tesla Roadster is going to be a flying fucking car. And he said it's good. They're going to release it. He said by the end of this year, which is a couple of months, or the beginning of next year. That's fucking insane. Anyways, I'm going to get off here. I'll be back. Ta-da! All done. Offloaded. I got here on time. Got offloaded. I'm going to make it to my hotel in Wichita tonight. There's nothing stopping me. I'm not even stopping for fuel. There's nothing that can stop me. I already took a piss. I already ate lunch. Well, that was on my way here. So the route that I take, for some reason, you would think that the GPS would just take you the fastest route. And I always forget how much time I save by going the route that I go. But I ended up, I had to stop for fuel. Well, I stopped for that Casey's pizza. I did do that. That took me from 2 o'clock to 2:15. I don't know why it took 15 minutes to stop and grab some pizza, but that's what it said. And then I start driving down the road, and I don't know, I guess just like traffic reports and bullshit go on, and it started changing. And it said, I stopped for fuel is what happened. I stopped for fuel, and it said, oh, you'll be there exactly at 2:30. And I'm like, oh, God. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to book it there. And I did, but once I make that corner that the GPS doesn't expect me to do, I think it's because it's a toll road, and they want me to take a non-toll road, and I don't know why. It's like it has me take a toll road. I don't have it avoiding toll roads or nothing. I ain't paying no fucking toll. I got a little sticker on my window that works. It takes care of everything. I don't have to worry about nothing. But it saved me 8 minutes. So it said I was going to get there exactly at time, and then it said, "Hey, you're 8 minutes early, actually." So I went ahead and I stopped, and at this little truck stop right up here, about 20 minutes away, and ran in and grabbed my burger. Usually that's the one where I usually have that lady. She's like, "You want anything on it?" I'm like, "I want everything on it. You know how I like it. You don't even have to ask. Just do it." But she said it today. "You want anything on it?" And I'm like, "Lady, I gotta eat it dry today." And I grabbed it and I paid and I got the fuck out of there. I ain't got time for you to put the toppings on. But I ate it. It was delicious. Even dry. No, I mean I had water. I was drinking Took a sip of water with a bite of burger, dry burger. It's a decent burger. For being wrapped in foil at a gas station, it ain't bad. It ain't bad. I've had worse. Casey's, they're good for pizza. They're not really good for anything else. Maybe donuts, but I don't even know if they make their own donuts. I used to work at a Casey's, and I don't even know if they make their own donuts. I think they do. But that was years ago. They might have changed. They might have them shipped in now. Um, what else happened? You ask? Oh, well, a lot has happened, actually. Thank you for asking. On my way here, I had been on and off the phone with a loan company, trying to get things figured out. I get everything's good now, so I can talk about it a little bit. Now that I didn't want to have me talking about it ruin it, even though I talked about it enough. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it. We were looking for a loan. We were going to consolidate some debt. Now, I think I've talked in the past about how, we ain't got no debt. Oh, well, I forgot about a few things. And then adding a car payment on there was also another big problem. We've gone on vacations and stuff. We do have secured credit cards, so mine only has a limit of like $350 on it. It was just to help build my credit after a bankruptcy. So I feel like this is important information for people that might think about going through some situations to think about, because it tells you in the fine print. Who's reading the fucking fine print when you're doing a bankruptcy? You're a sad, sad fucker, and this is all you could do. And you just can't look through the tears. You just sign whatever the fuck they put in front of you. So anyways, we did, after we bought our house and we had our children, we were in debt. I would say it's a lot of debt. Some would say you're just scraping the surface. I think we had like $30,000 in credit card debt, which was not good. But I mean, think about it. We were new homeowners and new child havers. So we spent a lot of money that we didn't have because we could on all kinds of shit. So anyways, we had some debt. We filed Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which means you pay it back just with no interest. They consolidate it. They bring all your debts in. They consolidate it down. And that was with cars included, her car and my car. Because we were upside down in both of them. You know, they're not worth what we paid. I think we paid $20,000 for her car, 2013 Equinox. That's a fucking crazy thing to say. I paid $20,000 for that piece of fucking shit. And also my Chevy Cruze, which is even more ridiculous. I think we paid $17,000 for that fucking thing. I mean, that had part of a loan from an older vehicle on it that wrapped in it as well. So that wasn't all the Cruze, but the Cruze was probably, I think I paid like $13,000 for it. It was a base model, standard. Nothing special about it, and it was the non-turboed one, so it was even cheaper. Turns out that was the more reliable one anyways. Pretty reliable. For what I put it through, pretty reliable. I didn't want it no more. I wanted to get the fuck out of it, and I did. But anyways, we did Chapter 13, and we wrapped up all the credit cards, all the cars, all the shit into it. Paid it all back over 5 years. It was basically, and the payment was expensive. It was I guess not super expensive compared to what we were doing. We were just struggling, and then struggling, and then struggling. You know, we've never not been in a struggle. I think we're finally to the point, after this, we're going to be okay. It is another 5-year loan that we just got, but it's for more than what we needed, so we can pay off all of our debt and have a little bit of breathing room. And on top of the breathing room, a lot more of my paycheck is going to go into our account so we can be okay. I mean, and some people are like, I say I'm poor, and I really kind of am, but I'm still eating out. We're still getting anything and everything we need. We've always had people we could fall back on to help out with stuff, but we've been a paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. We've never not been a paycheck to paycheck unless I get a bonus, but usually if I get a bonus, it's gone. So anyways, we did a chapter 13. Our house payment was like $1,100 a month, and that's a great rate compared to, like, for what we have when we bought it. It was expensive then. Now it's fucking cheap as shit. Like, you can't get a 2-bedroom apartment for $1,100. Let me tell you. Well, I don't know. Don't let me tell you, because I don't know. I haven't been looking, but I'm pretty sure like a 2-bedroom apartment in a nicer one, not a super shitty one. A nice apartment is expensive to rent, and we're getting a whole house with it. So anyways, it was basically doubling our payment. It was like another $1,000 a month. So we had $2,000, but all of our debt. And fuck, I got a fucking bullshit. The government's got to open. You know why the government's got to open? So I can put myself on the do not call list. I've been getting phone calls in the middle of every goddamn podcast, and it fucks up my flow. Not that I have a great flow, but I flow better without getting a phone call. I'll tell you that. We were paying a lot of fucking money, okay? That's what I'm trying to get at. We're paying a lot of goddamn money. We've always been paycheck to paycheck. And now things are going to get better. Where the fuck was I going with this? I had a fucking thing I was about to roll on, and now goddamn, you want to buy insurance? Is it single or family? I don't need it. Okay, I understand. Would you like to look at single or family rates? I'm like, hey, bitch, listen, I know you have a script. You have to ask me twice. No! Click, they hang up every fucking time. So I quit answering. Any number I don't know, bitch, or not bitch, fuck you. Hit the FU button. I hit the red one. I hit the hang up button. Don't answer it. Get out of here. The government's got to open, because the do not call list website is down until they open. People with EBT and SNAP and shit, you got to hold on, okay? I need the government to open so I can put myself on the do not call list. Tired of getting spam calls about insurance for a job that I was going to take, but I can't take. I ain't taking it no more. Technically, if this loan process, the first loan process that we tried to do, if that one worked out, I would be working at that job right now. That one did not work out because we did a 5-year bankruptcy. Guess what? It's not just a 5-year bankruptcy. You're still in bankruptcy until it's closed out, and it takes a few months to close out a bankruptcy. So technically, we've been out of a bankruptcy. Well, I guess technically it would be the middle of next year. That would be a 2-year mark from when we started to 5 years later, or 7 years later, because it takes 2 years. They want you to be out of a bankruptcy for 2 years in total. I'm trying to think when I started this podcast. I'm wondering if it was like right there at the very end of the bankruptcy. I don't know. I've been doing this for a while. That's a lot of episodes. But hey, I'm flooding the market with the fucking Kletus Race roadside service. Nobody can ever go back. If somebody really wants to go back and listen to every fucking podcast and try to write down every little thing I fucking said, I don't remember what the fuck I said, and my views have probably changed. Okay? Luckily, I'm not a big podcast. I've said some shit on here that I don't want my mother to hear. Understand? And my mama ain't gonna go back and listen. She might, I might, if she, I don't need, I don't know, I don't talk about the podcast with my family members. I don't want them. If they'd be like, oh, let's support him, let's listen. They'll be like, you are fucked up in the head. What are you talking about jizzing in the curtains at the Holiday Inn? My mama, grandma, they don't want to hear about that. My stepdad, he'd probably listen. He'd probably like it. But I don't need nobody else to listen. Keep it small. I don't want my family to know. So, anyways, we tried to take a home equity loan because we've had our house for so long and it has gained in value significantly. Significantly. Like $100,000 significantly. More than what we paid for it. The house, I mean, the housing market is probably going to start coming back down, which does suck if we wanted to sell, but we don't want to sell. It'll actually help our taxes. You know, it doesn't raise our taxes that much, technically, but it does. You know, it's like over a year, it's like a couple $100 or something. Anyways, so we were like, hey, we have all this equity. We have probably $20,000, which sounds crazy, but a lot of those payments to your house payment goes towards interest. Like the first few years you're making your payments is just interest payments. It's fucking crazy. But anyways, we have a pretty good interest rate, and we did not want to do a refinance because that restart, well, it doesn't, I guess, I don't know. We wanted to take an equity loan. Since we have like $120,000 worth of equity, we thought, hey, we'll just tap into that real quick. You got to pay a fee, and then we did some COVID relief bullshit that we just needed because we were broke. I don't think COVID really affected much for us financially. But, yeah, we were taking advantage of if we could. And it was basically just skip a few months of your house payment and throw them on the tail end of your loan. 30 years from now. It's like, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, you know, me in the future would probably really appreciate that we did that now. Anyways, we did that, so we had to pay, in order for us to qualify for the equity loan, we had to get that shit paid back. So we had to take out a big loan to pay back those credit payments or whatever, and then enough to do what we wanted to do. And we were almost to the end of the fucking process. And this is when I'm trying to switch jobs. I've found a job that I want to take. This is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. Let's do it. I have to find insurance. And then we were denied because we have not been out of a bankruptcy for 2 years. Because it didn't end. We would have to wait till one more year, a whole nother year, before we were technically completely out of the bankruptcy for 2 years completely. So we were denied the home equity loan, which really sucked. They were like, well, we can do a refinance. And I'm like, I don't want a refinance. We have a good interest rate. We have plenty of equity. I don't want to refinance and get a much higher rate, you know, or whatever it would end up. I don't know. I don't want to do that. It seemed like a bigger hit towards us versus the equity loan deal, which you have to pay back. Pretty sure. I don't know. I don't know how that. We just need. Hey, we're just gonna sell the house and buy a camper. I can find a camper pretty fucking cheap. Gonna sell the house, buy a camper, have $100 and some thousand just rolling in it in my camper. And then wait for the housing market to come back down, which might never happen. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. The government's got to open for something, and then buy a house on the cheap, in cash, and then have no house payment. That's the way to do it on land. The stems in this can of Skull are fucking ridiculous. I've been spitting out stems like crazy. So anyways, We were denied that loan, and that threw the job off the market. We're like, we can't do the job. The loan didn't come through. The loan needed to come through to relieve us from all of the we have. So right now, at this particular moment, like every less than every month, we're paying off stuff. We're coming to the end of like because we do a lot of affirm payments and other shit where we can get $400 worth of whatever groceries, toys, shit for the house, whatever it may be, and water heater, dishwasher, toilet. I think I'm missing some other stuff. We added a lot of appliances to the house recently this year and that we couldn't pay for all at once. And we really did not want to borrow money from anybody. I said, I don't want to owe anybody anything. I'd rather just owe this fucking guy. If he's going to let me split it up into 12 easy payments, we'll do that. Anyways, that builds up over time, and we had $800 worth of payments that we have to make every fucking month. On top of our house payment, on top of whatever that new insurance was going to be. And then, getting the job started up, and we were going to be able to use my bonus that we just got to kind of help us leap from job to job. Things were going to work out if we got that loan. That loan did not go through. We decided, me and my wife talked, we decided let's just stay keep on the job search. If you find another job that you like, as long as you don't have to fuck around with this insurance bullshit, it shouldn't be a big problem. So I'm still on the job hunt, still looking around. I actually just, today, I reached out to a couple of the places that I applied for that just quit fucking talking to me. I'm like, hello, are you still there? Like, I thought we were moving forward with things. Like, what's going on? And a couple of them have reached back out to me. They're like, oh, sorry, the position's been filled. Or, oh, shit, you still want to work here? Well, maybe. I'd like to talk about it. After this little interaction, I don't know if I want to. Because I'm right now, anyways, we got a new loan. But not before we applied for several loans at the same time. Which I thought would be an okay deal. You apply for them. They're, according to my wife, they're all supposed to be soft credit pulls so they don't hit your credit. And we could look at what the amounts, the rates, the interest rates, the payments, the length of the loans, all of that comes into play. And we were going to look at all of these different loans that we had applied for and pick the best one. Makes sense. And then I'm the one. I said, hey, let's go to our bank, which is a credit union. Let's go to our bank and ask them for a personal loan or a debt consolidation loan or something. Because I feel like maybe our bank will give us better than all these other fucking places. Apparently not. My bank sent me a thing and said, you are approved. And and we looked at all the rates and stuff. And so me and the wife were talking. And I was like, well, this other loan that's not with our bank is going to give us twice as much money with lower payments because it's a longer loan. And it's got virtually the same interest rate. So what's the harm in that? We'll just take this other loan that's twice as much, twice as long, and is gonna help us out more. So let's just do that one. I said, all right, let's do it. We were approved for all these loans, or pre-approved, because we have decent credit scores. Because we use a firm and shit that doesn't attack your credit. And we've had these secured credit cards that we've been making payments on and just keeping them in good shape. But they're nothing. It's like $30 a month to keep that thing in good shape. So hasn't been a problem. But it really helped build our credit back up. Our credit didn't take a whole nosedive or whatever, but now we're back up almost to 700s. So we were pre-approved for all these loans. Then, so we were denied for the equity loan because of the bankruptcy thing. And they said, oh, well, we can probably look past it. And then they're like, oh, actually, we can't look past it. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck you then. God damn, Jesus, you really fucked everything up for us. But I said, all right, well, I'm gonna keep looking for a job, but at this moment, I'm still safe where I'm at, so I'm gonna stay where I'm at. I'm just gonna keep my nose down until I find a job to switch into. We're gonna be okay. I mean, it's not like I'm losing my job or anything. And I didn't go off on my boss, but I did show my boss that I was not happy at all. And I was like, he knows something's up now. He's just waiting for me to walk in there and put my 2 weeks in. And I made it to the fucking day of. I already told the new employer, I said, Friday I put my 2 weeks in. And then Thursday night, we were denied the loan. And I was so ready to go fucking put my 2 weeks in, and I'm not looking to exactly quit. I really didn't. I wanted to take the new job, but I was gonna see what I could pressure my current company for. Whenever somebody's like already halfway out the door, they're more willing to make a deal than somebody that's fully inside the company and has no way out. Like, nah, you ain't going nowhere. Nah, you're fine. You make enough money already. It's like, well, no, actually, I don't, man. I don't. For what I'm doing, I don't. I can haul trash for twice as much. Not twice as much, but I can haul trash and get paid decent. Vert, technically, I could if I'm the best fucking truck driver that's ever known, and I can do 6 loads every fucking day. I can make a lot more money hauling trash than I can at this place, and I'll never have to do anything super physical. I mean, I will have to climb up on top of a trailer and shit every now and again, which you could slip off and fall and die, but then I'll be dead. No more worries. I'm dead. I'm in heaven. I hope, or hell. I don't know where. I don't know. I don't know where I would go. I might just be a spirit. I'll just be a haunting spirit. I'm like, anybody got skull over there? I'm like, did you just hear? It sounds like Kletus. Sound like he's looking for some skull. Hey, hand me that spitter. What else would Cleveland? I'm gonna sing Amish Paradise for you, and then it'll just hear me. I would be a fucking cool ass spirit. I'll tell you what. I would do my damnedest to stay in between heaven and hell, just walking around as a spirit, scaring people, singing Amish Paradise from a long distance away. I would be a fucking badass ghost. So anyways, what you don't want to do is apply for all these loans and then apply for one from your current bank, because your bank is like, oh, they want a loan? Here's a loan. You're approved. We're going to go ahead and start the process to do a hard credit pull. So when we go to accept the loan that we actually want that isn't with the bank, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Looks like you're already approved for another loan. Are you trying to double dip in the loan industry? We're like, no, 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 we're not accepting that loan. They're like, fuck you, you are. I'm like, no, we're not. We're not going to take the other loan. They're like, we need to have written consent saying that you made a mistake and you're not going to take that loan. I'm like, okay, we'll get it. So I called my bank and I said, hey, what's up, Tanisha? Can you write me up a fucking thing saying we're not taking the loan? I need an AFD or whatever the fuck it's called. Adverse diverging vertigo or whatever the fuck it's called. A day ADF or something. I don't know what the fuck it stands for. But it's something saying, hey, we're not going to take a loan anymore. And my bank, Tanisha, she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, we don't want to take the loan. You guys approved us for a loan and started the process without us saying we accept. We were just comparing rates. They're like, yeah, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, well, now we know. You got to apply for one at a time. Apply for one, deny it, and then apply for another one. But then you can't compare rates that way. which is really, really inconvenient. So anyways, we had to have them, like, they're like, well, you're approved. I'm like, okay, well, we're denying it. Is there a deny button? They're like, no, there isn't a deny button. You have to approve it or just leave it alone. Like, how long does it take for it to go away? They're like, 45 days. I'm like, oh, God, that's not good. And then the other place with the loan that we wanted, they were like, you better figure it out within 1 week, you bitch. And we're like, oh, Jesus, all right, we're trying. So I kept calling Tanisha, had to write up some generic letter, sent it to them. They're like, not good enough, fuckhead. Not good enough. You're fucking stupid. You'll never get this loan unless you have these items on that fucking paperwork. So we had to email Tanisha, but that was last Friday, and it was at the end of the day, and she didn't get to it. She was busy with other people that are actually taking loans. It was so nice that Tanisha would spend her time working for probably 3 days helping somebody not accept a loan from that company. It was fucking amazing. I might call her back because I refuse to do all of the surveys at the end after talking to her, just because I'm like, I ain't got time to talk and do a survey. I'm getting the fuck off the phone. I might call her up again and say, hey, just want to say you're great, you're awesome, and I'd like to do the survey whenever it comes up, just because you spent a lot of time not making money for me, which is great. And then finally, today, Tanisha reached out and gave us a new updated letter with all the required fields filled in, sent it to them. They approved it. I had to do a video conference bullshit thing, and I don't know. But we're approved. We got it. We're getting it. Tomorrow the funds will be in the account. We're going to be good to go. The DR650 is probably getting new tires and a fuel tank. I'm tired of that tank. I'm telling you, the DR650 takes so long to fill up. It takes 2.2 gallons. That takes 15 seconds to fill up. But the way the tank is, it's got some sort of fucking bullshit in there that it won't accept fuel at that high of a rate. I don't know what kind of technology is in this fucking fuel tank, but I sit there, no shit, 7 or 8 minutes trying to fuel up the tank to get it all the way to the tip top. Because you fill it up and it goes down. And you fill it up and it goes down. And you fill it up and it goes down. And you fill it up and it goes down. I don't know if that's how they're supposed to be, but I don't like it. So I just found me a 5.2 gallon or liter, I don't know, fuel tank on Amazon for $200. I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on that, but I am going to get some tires because the old DR is going to need to get some tires put on. So, and then we are good. Well, first we're going to take care of all of our debts. We're going to make sure all of our debts, we're going to clean out the $800 monthly payments is going to go down to the new payment of the loan, which is like $200. So right there, every single month, that's an extra $600, which is going to help us out significantly. And everything that we have is going to be paid off, except for her car. We're also going to have to pay for her car, but that's okay. We can't afford $800 and her car. We can. I don't want to. Plus, we got Christmas coming around. We want to get the kids some cool stuff. Found this cool thing. You ever seen it? It's a zip cord thing. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's a little battery powered thing, and it's got a circle rope on it. And you hit the button, and it defies logic and gravity. Well, anyways, they got a new one out. Even though that one's really fucking cool too, it's gonna get tangled up in the dog. Is what I know. It's gonna get tangled up in the dog. The dog's gonna get tangled up in it. The kids are gonna try to wrangle the dogs with this fucking thing, and they might do it with the new thing too. But it was found this other one. It's more of a web launcher. It's one of those, but it's a web launcher, So you can shoot webs, but it's just a rope. It's a circle rope, and it looks like it's shooting webs. But when you let go, instead of it just falling down and getting tangled up and hooked on shit, it repacks itself. It's fucking insane. I looked at it last night. I said, we got to get a couple of these. They're like $20 off of Amazon. I found them. Don't know what it's called. I'll have to look it up. If I could find a Facebook video, I'll try to share it to my Facebook group or whatever. Fucking insane. It's awesome. But anyways, there's other stuff we need to buy for the kids for Christmas. My daughter hates her bed so much. Still, every single night, she's like, "Can I have my old bed?" I'm like, "I threw it away. It's gone." And it was a toddler bed. You're not a I mean, I guess she is still pretty much a toddler, but it's a tiny little bed. You got a bigger, twin size bed now, and it's got like a loft area, like you can go underneath the bed and you can hang out underneath there. She don't like it at all. She hates how tall her bed is. She does not want to take a ladder to bed every night. I get it. So we might get her a new bed. I also told the wife, I was like, I can saw the legs off. I would rather just saw the legs off and drop that bed down to the ground. And she'll be happy with that, I think. Oh yeah, I gotta stop for the fucking railroads. I'm empty, but I gotta stop at the railroads because I'm placarded up. And we're good. Unless a train starts coming, and then I'm really fucked. Because I stopped right before the railroad tracks. I can definitely tell there's no fucking train when I'm hauling ass, and I can be over those railroad tracks in a split second. You make me stop, and it takes me 8 seconds to get across the fucking tracks. Stupid fucking rule. So anyways, I'm super happy today that I was able to get loaded, have some problems, still make it to where I need to be to offload while getting lunch and fuel, get offloaded, and make it to a Holiday Inn tonight in Wichita. And we got the loan figured out. So it was a fucking, I was like, hey, new loan company, I promise we're not taking another loan. We just applied for several at the same time, and we didn't know one of them was going to do a hard credit pull right in the middle of us approving this one. If we would have approved this one 6 hours beforehand, we would have got it. But then they might have been sent to their fraud department because it takes a couple of days to have the funds reach you. So it might have hit their fraud department. They'd be like, "Yeah, we're actually not. We're pulling the loan." That would have been even worse. But anyways, my bank understands. The new loan place understands. I think. I don't know. I'm just happy. I'm happy that we're going to be able to eliminate a lot of debt every month. It's just going to be another 5 years of $200 payments, but I think we can handle that. Obviously, we can handle that. And yeah, it's going to allow me, I'm definitely getting that hot rod harness now. We're heading into winter. This job is about to actually slow down. So that means I'm going to be home almost every night, which is going to be convenient if I want to work on my truck, because it's really hard to work on your truck when you're in Wichita or Alva every night. And then on the weekends, you're doing shit. So yeah, this coming weekend, you got to help somebody move some more stuff, West Nile guy. And then the weekend after that, I'm on call, which is great. But then I can deny all weekend work for the rest of the year, or up until my next on call. So, which my wife did say she wants me to move my on call, and I totally forgot to do that. I might look into trying to do that tonight. Move my on call to the weekend after. my son's going to a karate tournament, and she wants me to go, and he wants me to go, and I want to go. It just so happens I'm on call that day. So I might see if somebody will switch with me. I know it's a little late in the game to do that, but I might see if I can get to switch with somebody just so I can go see the karate tournament. Part of me is also like, I'll miss it. Take videos. It's not like he's not going to be watching me the whole time. It would be cool if I could be there, and especially if he wins an award or whatever, but grandparents are going to be there. There's going to be a lot of people there. It's going to be a chaotic place. Maybe it would be better for me to just get the on-call done and out of the way now, because you never know. Like, somebody will be like, oh yeah, I'll switch with you Thanksgiving weekend. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be on call Thanksgiving or Christmas or my birthday or New Year's. Those are all the weekends. That's all the weekends left. I'm going to skip my son's karate tournament so I can be there for all the other events. Otherwise, I'm most likely going to be having a swap, which is going to be no problem. Hey, I know you're on call on Thanksgiving. You want to switch with me? Yeah. Everybody's going to say yeah. It's a 4-day weekend. That means I'd be on call for 4 fucking days. Not cool. Don't want to do that. I'm going to have to bring that up to the wife. She's been pushing me to do it, and I'm like, I think I'm going to skip out. I'm going to skip out on the karate tournament so I can have time the rest of the year. And also, just because I'm on call doesn't mean I can't do shit. So I can be on call and I can do the karate tournament, but unless they schedule work that weekend, which most likely they will. But if they don't schedule any work that weekend or the job gets canceled, I can go to the karate thing. I just have to have my phone on me, and then I have to drive separate. But it's not far away, It's actually closer to the shop than we live, where the karate tournament is. So, I don't know. I was pretty tired earlier. I took a 5-hour energy. I bought a case of 5-hour. Well, not a case. I bought a 4-pack of 5-hour energies. Tell you what, these ones work. The tropical ones, they work. Because I'm revved up. I'm revved up, motherfucker. I was listening to Santana Winning. Hey, go check that song out, by the way. Santana Winning. I've listened to that 3 times today. I'm in such a good mood. Things are finally working out. I hope I don't crash and die. That would suck. Or I crash and I don't die. That would suck worse. Just gotta stay alive for a little bit longer. That's my goal. Stay alive for a little bit longer. Don't want to die anytime soon. Let's try to keep myself alive for a little while longer. I almost died earlier, hitting a shed on the road. That's a fucking weird way to die. Yeah, he hit a shed on the highway at 70 miles an hour. What? How did he hit a shed? There was another truck hauling a shed that didn't yield to him on a fucking bridge. Just decided my wide load and a semi will fit on a 2-lane bridge. Yeah. Almost died earlier. That's fucking insane. Glad I didn't die. I wonder, that's where I get fucking weird, is where I've had so many close calls in my life that I'm wondering if we are in some sort of a simulation, and I just, I made it to some sort of a checkpoint where I could just reset my life and I just keep going. I wonder if there are dimensions out there where I hit the fucking shed, where I flew out of that Camaro at 80 miles an hour and I landed on my fucking head. I wonder if there's one where when I hit the tetherball pole with my ass, instead it was with my spinal column, which is really close to my ass, and I became paralyzed. I don't know. I don't know how the simulation works. I'm just glad I got 2 legs and I don't have West Nile virus. And I got all my arms and all my fingers. I got a friend Bo, poor guy. Looks like he stuck his hand down in the garbage disposal. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard about it. I've heard that it looks like somebody dropped their wedding ring down the garbage disposal, and when he reached down to grab it, somebody thought it was funny and clicked it on. You know what? If you ever have to reach in your garbage disposal, you know what you should do? This is just a tip out there for anybody that has a garbage disposal near you. Open up the cabinet underneath and unplug the motherfucker. Then turn the switch on. Then turn the switch off. And it's completely de-energized. And you can reach down in there, you can feel the blades, you can do all the stuff. Okay? Please, don't have your hand chopped up by a garbage disposal. Bo didn't have that happen. He was working at a factory, and somebody said it was like a factory where they make a cracker. And one of the cracker, like all the fucking dry ingredients, has an auger, and there's a little hatch you can open up, and the auger was clogged up, and there was just clumps of shit stuck in there. So he reached his hand in there, and when he did, somebody walked by a trigger mechanism. So the machine was not de-energized properly. He claims that he went through all of the steps, and he had lockout, tagout routine set down into place, signed out, everything was good, and he reached his hand in there, and the motherfucker turned on and almost chewed his thumb off, and both of his hands, I guess. I think he's walking around like Mr. Krabs for a while. He just got both hands in cast. Can't do nothing. He definitely ain't hitching a ride nowhere. He's got 2 arms cast. I need to call him. I haven't talked to him in a while. See how he's doing. Anyways, I used to work with him and Luke at the lumber yard, and we were all like 3 best friends. We were all. It was awesome. And I was hanging out with Bo the night I met my wife, but Bo and his wife did not want to go. They got into an argument, so I ended up calling up Yellow Cab Company. I don't know why I didn't download Uber. Uber was a thing. I called up Yellow Cab Company, and a blue car showed up. I said, "This looks wrong." And I was like, "Can I just sit in the front? Because it's really weird for me to sit in the back." I sat in the front. Taxi drivers, I found out, Uber or not, they all smoke weed. They're all fucking high as shit. This guy was definitely high. We stopped off at a gas station. He's like, "We got to stop at this gas station real quick." I'm like, "All right." He's like, "You need to get anything?" I was like, "No. I just need to get to where I asked you to take me." And he went in and grabbed a pack of cigarettes and a fucking Mad Dog 2020. And then drank it while he drove me to the bar. I'm like, "I called a guy so he's sober. I called you to be sober." Anyways, yeah, that's where I met my wife. Over 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And we've been married. December is going to be our 10-year anniversary. That's another thing that I need. Now that we're probably going to have the funds to do something, nothing big, just something. We got to do something. Give me some ideas down in the comment section. What should I do for my 10-year anniversary? Just a dinner deal? Should we go get a hotel, get an Airbnb? Should I take her on a trip somewhere? I don't know. She loves Colorado. We could, I have an entire week off of work. The kids might be involved with this, by the way. I don't know if I'm going to have anybody to watch them. for some spontaneous thing. I can if I figure out what I want to do and it makes sense and we can afford it, then I can start looking for a babysitter potentially. But at this moment in time, they might be involved. Um, yeah, I don't know. Just give me some ideas. I don't know. I got ideas, but I want to hear. I want to hear from somebody else's voice or words written down in the comment section. Check it out. Go down there. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah, 10 years. 10 years together. So it's been a wild ride. Been a wild ride. Gained a lot of weight. I've always been a little chunky. I'm busty now. I'm a busty boy. I'm a thickin'. My ass, I've been losing my ass. That's a weird thing. My ass has been going away. You would think that, like, oh, you eating a donut from fucking the Big Biscuit, you eat a bunch of donuts, you're gonna big old booty. No, not at all. The opposite. My belly gets all big and my booty gets all small. Got a tiny little booty. I barely have to wipe. It's all flat back there. The crack is, going away. I'm losing my crack. You understand? I have no booty. When she spanks me, she's hitting bone. That's about the only spot other than elbows you're going to touch a piece of bone on me. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know. If there was something I thought about, like doing a BBL thing just for my pants to stay on. That's why my ass crack is always out. My ass crack is always sticking out. I used to have a nice butt back in the day. I had a little booty on me. I had a little hoochie booty. Not no more. The thing is gone. It's flat, flaccid ass. I've been sitting on it a lot. Maybe that's a problem. Could be a problem. Having a chunky booty would be way more comfortable on a DR 650 or driving a semi. Having a big old booty. I've seen fat guys with big old booties. Luke's not the big old fat guy, but he's got a nice little booty on him. He got a nice little booty on him. You just want to give it a smack and a squeeze. I don't, because that's I think that's pushing the line, pushing boundaries. That's it. He just got married. That'd be entering into a whole different type of relationship if I smack Luke's booty. He already is taking it from the rear. You heard him. He got a car accident. He took it in the rear. Sorry. Maybe we should have a roast of Luke one of these days. I need more than just me. I need to get a bunch of people together and do a roast of Luke. Just because we love him so much. He's such a good guy. He is. He honest. Honestly, Luke is a really good guy. He'll go out of his way to help anybody. And he'll be happy to do it. If I call him up, I'm like, hey man, I need help doing this. He's there lickety split. If he needs help with something, I'm not lickety split, but I'll help. I'm there. I'll help. He's a better guy than I am. But again, he don't hold a fucking candle to Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin's one of the best guys in the world. I've seen Luke step on a grasshopper before. Steve Irwin would never do that. I've stepped on a lot of grasshoppers. I'm just kidding. My wife was trying to stomp on a grasshopper the other day, and I knocked her down. I shoved her into the bushes. I said, leave that grasshopper alone. She's like, it's going to jump on you. I'm like, I ain't going to jump. I got down. I petted the thing. The kids were loving it. They were like, oh, kill it. So I don't know if they were loving it. They get real excited about killing bugs. But I petted it on its back, and then it hopped away into the grass. I said, it's a grasshopper. Leave it alone. Grasshoppers are good. Not all grasshoppers are like the grasshoppers from Ants. Or A Bug's Life, whatever movie that is. Ants or A Bug's Life? I think A Bug's Life is it. A Bug's Life is a good movie. Go check it out. It's one of the best movies to. It was like one of the first animation movies. Toy Story, I think, was like first. Bug's Life is right there. I think I had a birthday themed in Bug's Life. And I'll tell you what, them fucking grasshoppers were a bitch in there. It makes you want to stomp on them. That's probably where I got it from. That's probably the only reason I've ever stomped on a grasshopper is because I'm like, you kill ants, you fucking bitch. And I stomp him. And I was also kidding about Luke. I don't think I've ever seen him stomp on a bug. Smack a couple of mosquitoes, but that's okay. Nobody gives a fuck about a goddamn mosquito. But I don't know. I'm even more friendly with wasps nowadays. Wasp and bees? Yeah, there's been a time in my life where I've killed a bee. Didn't feel good about it. And I've killed wasps and I did feel good about it. I'm at the point in my life where I've been around wasps so many times and I have never been stung. I feel like I've been played. Somebody has been lying to me about wasps. They're like, wasps will just sting you for no reason. Never had a problem. There's some that live like in between my screen door and my French door in the backyard. There's some that live right there in between the doors. As soon as you open the door, they're right there. They have a little nest and everything. I named their kids. I helped raise them. I put little drops of honey. I don't know if they like it or not, but I've been doing it for years. I've been feeding the wasps honey. And they don't attack me. I'm their mother. When they see the guy in the bright orange or yellow shirt going out to mow the lawn, they protect me. They fly around. They swarm around me. They don't sting me. They don't land on me. They just keep all the other bugs away. I got a little posse of wasps. I've trained them. They have feelings. I quit killing wasps. I don't want to kill no wasps, no. Well, all right, never mind. I did the other day. I sprayed a whole nest. I forgot about that. And then I sprayed a bunch of garter snakes. Yeah, that's the one. I forgot I did that. I'm talking myself up like I'm a fucking lover of all animals living, and I straight up poisoned a bunch of them recently. But now that it's getting colder out, they don't bother me. This is why you can't go through and take me out of context. I switch up real quick. Okay, listen. I've killed a lot of wasps recently on purpose because I hated them. But now in retrospect, I look back and I'm like, they're just trying to live their lives, man. They're living on my house, not paying rent. I'm killing them. But they're nice. They never stung me, but I fucking murdered their whole family. Whenever the nest fell, I stomped it, just in case the babies grew up to revenge on me. Got to take them all out all at once. Can't have any fucking witnesses. Got to get them all, even the snakes. The snakes are like, shit, he just killed a bunch of wasps. And then I go over there, I'm like, I'll fucking spray you too. Get out of here, snakes. I do feel kind of bad about spraying snakes with wasp spray. I don't know what that's going to do to a snake. Probably not good. It probably says on the bottle, if you use this for any other intended purpose than what's intended on the bottle, you're against the penalty of law or some shit. I'm not a lawyer. And this is all fake. I've been lying the whole time. I did not spray any snakes with wasp spray. I got Snake Be Gone. It's like little pellets that smell like peppermint. And I shook them all around my yard, and I haven't seen a snake one. It also got cold. I don't know if they're going to be out, but I have seen a couple of dead snakes out here on the side of the highway. And they're big ones out here in Oklahoma. I'm still in Oklahoma. And then I ran over that armadillo. Oh, fuck. I didn't want to do that. I seriously did not want to do that. There was nothing I could do. I was fully loaded, hammering down the road in the dark. If I could have missed him, I would have. He went quick. Poor guy. Poor armadillo. Feel real bad about him. Any other animals I've killed? The one I feel the worst about, I'm not going to talk about it. I shot a squirrel once in my backyard with a BB gun. Um, do not feel good about that at all. That, I feel real bad about that. I think about that squirrel every day. And I think I'm going to have to explain myself to Jehovah or whoever the fuck's going to let me into heaven. I'm going to have to explain myself about that. They're like, hey, when you were 12, you shot a squirrel in the backyard and it didn't die, and you went over there to finish it off, and then it ran away with one eyeball hanging out. What's up with that? But, dude, I was 12. I didn't know what I was doing. I also shot my neighbor's windows on accident, but I definitely shot a bunch of windows and houses and stuff. I had this little BB gun. I would pump it up way more than what needed to be, and I would just shoot all kinds of stuff, and I was a terrorizer. Okay, you're not going to heaven. You're out of here. You're not going to hell. You ain't coming to heaven. You're gonna be a ghost walking around. But yes! Like, oh, is that what you want? Yeah, actually. I don't know. I feel like y'all up in heaven are going to be too fucking queer for me. I don't know. Y'all are going to be like, hey, no, don't chew, don't drink, don't fucking cuss. I don't know what heaven is, but I feel like people at church, that's what they talk about. They're like, I don't chew, I don't smoke, I don't do nothing bad. I'm a fucking really good person. And I'm like, yeah, but yeah. I mean, I'm not saying you're queer, but I'm saying I like to party and I like to have fun. And if I'm going to go to heaven and I don't have to work or worry about money, I'm going to want to party. So let me just be a ghost. You're not going to let me do all those other things. Let me just be a ghost and fuck with people for, I don't know, a couple 100 years. Walking around, scratching the wall, petting dogs. I think ghosts can pet dogs. I haven't seen any evidence saying they can't, so pretty sure you could be a ghost and still pet a dog and open the door and let cats outside. The door just opened magically and the cat got out. Cats are supposed to be outside, man. Cats are supposed to be outside, at least sometimes. At least most of the time they're supposed to be outside, okay? Or like dogs. You let the dogs out, you let them back in. You let them out, you let them back in. Cats, same way. Let the cat out! Make it shit outside. Oh, it might bring a mouse in. Yeah, it's doing that for you. It'll kill you too. Let it out. Let the cat out. You ain't making no sense keeping that cat all locked up all day. Let that damn cat out. Maybe that's why I don't like cats. Because a lot of the cats I see, they're locked up all day, and they're going fucking crazy because they're locked up all day. They have nothing to do all day. They just break shit, and then they freak out. And then like, who's in my house? I'm gonna attack them. Maybe I do like cats. I just don't like cats. They're stuck indoors all the time. I just want to let them outdoors. I just want to open up all the doors and let all the cats out. Is that wrong of me? Is that wrong of me? I'm gonna let the cats out. I'm letting them out. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We'll talk to you later.